have with me today the varsity boys basketball team who are killing everyone. We've got 2 games next week, is that right? And then Best of the West. And we're going to dominate.
Of course.
See, that's what I like right there. And so they are graciously joining me for the first part of the Grinch that stole Christmas. And they're very excited about it. Aren't y'all excited?
Yes, ma'am.
I know y'all are. Y'all are so sweet. So how the Grinch stole Christmas. You want to see the first picture? Just in case. I mean, you know. But how long has it been since somebody read a good book to
Like
you?
3rd grade.
3rd grade? Oh, this is a tragedy. Oh, look at that sweet page. Are you ready? Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. Do you like Christmas?
Yes. Yeah. 3 presents.
You get 3 presents?
No, I said
3 presents. I was like going 3. That's okay. But the Grinch who lived in Whoville did not. The Grinch. What? Did he like Christmas or hated Christmas? He what?
Hated the people.
No, it says he hated Christmas. The whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one knows quite the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. You know, there's some people here I worry about that with. You know? It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight, but I think that most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was what? Do you know?
Small.
How many? What? Oh, you are so smart. 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's. He's not a very nice man. No. Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm, lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. Y'all wish I had a mistletoe wreath here, don't you?
No.
Oh, y'all only saying that because you know it's on camera right now. I see some of y'all around these hallways. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew. Bum, bum, bum! Y'all say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, say Merry Christmas. And wave at the camera. Merry Christmas. Excited to share a little bit more of the Grinch book with our cheerleaders. Turn and wave. What do y'all say? Say go. What?
Eagle.
Let's try it. Let's do it again. One more time. One more time.
Go Eagle!
There we go. All right. So we are a little bit into the book now, and we know that the Grinch what? No, he hates Christmas, doesn't he? Does he hate Christmas? He does. And so here's the rest of ours. Here we go. He knew, remember the page before said, and you've got to go back always, because if you don't know what happened, how are you going to keep going with this? For tomorrow he knew, ooh, the Grinch is not going to like this part of it. All the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early, and they'd rush for their toys. And then, oh, the noise! Oh, the noise, 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 noise! That's one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise! Does the Grinch like noise?
No.
Obviously not. Not at all. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, feast, feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. Do y'all like roast beast?
Yes.
I do too.
Delicious.
And then, they do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start
Singing.
What's Miss Belinda's favorite thing to do?
Sing.
To sing. All right, say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
We're going to continue on with the story of the...
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Are y'all so excited?
Yeah.
I know you are. Okay, now remember we're at this part. It's a very sad part because the Grinch hates what?
Christmas. And the singing.
Oh, I love you, even though you say I hate people on there. So here we go. So, and the Who's who would start singing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd
Sing, 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 sing.
Oh, y'all are so good. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas scene, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop the whole thing. For 53 years. Almost 53 years.
You don't look a damn 20.
That's right, girl. Okay. For 53 years, I put up with it. Now I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful
idea.
Oh, y'all are so good. I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like
Good old Saint Nick.
Good job. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. But did that stop the old Grinch? Oh no, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog, Max. Who was Max the other day? Do y'all remember John?
Mr. Schumann.
That's right. Then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his
Head.
Y'all are such good rhymers. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, giddy up! And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their
Town.
So smart. Y'all say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Well, fantastic. We are here with all of our students who are trying out for All West. Y'all say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
And we're going to continue with our, what is the title?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Nothing like being read to in junior high, is it?
Right, though.
I know, it's so cool. Okay, so remember we left off, he's put the antler on top of Max's head, and now he's taking him down, and he's headed into Whoville. Here we go. All their windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, this is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed. And he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his Brilliant! No wonder y'all are going to do well in All West. You already know rhyming words. Oh, then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the
Grinch.
Brilliant. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace, flew. Where the little Who's stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to
Go.
Then he slithered and slunk, and with a smile most unpleasant, around the room he took every pleasant present. Good job! Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates and drums, checkerboards and tricycles, popcorn and plums. He stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch, very nimbly, stuffed all the bags one by one up the
Chimney.
But you have to say chimbly.
Chimney.
Like to go with nimbly.
Chimbley.
Chimbly. Let's sing it. Chimbly! Go ahead. Chimbly! Oh, it's so beautiful. Wish them a Merry Christmas. Can we do one line of that? We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Beautiful. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And what book am I reading to you?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
And who can tell me when's the last time that I read a book to you? In what grade?
3rd grade.
So all of these students here, somebody that I had in 3rd grade, y'all get the camera and say, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good job. All right, so let's be good listeners like we always were in 3rd grade, and I'm sure are now too, right? You're just bigger now. Here we go. So what has happened is the Grinch has taken Max and he's put reindeer's ears on him and he's headed into the town and he is trying to steal all of Whoville's gifts. It's a tragedy. Just not the same response that I got in 3rd grade. I mean, y'all used to giggle at me, but not anymore. All right, here we go. Then he slunk to the icebox and he took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding and he took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who? Hash. Goodness, I'm glad y'all can rhyme. That makes me happy. Somebody must have taught you something. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee, and now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up that
Tree.
Oh, y'all are so brilliant. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. And he turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou who was not more than two. Y'all are so smart. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who got out of bed for a cold cup of
Water.
She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? And the story will continue with the next group of people. Say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Fantastic group of kids right here. Merry Christmas. Read.
Have a rich old Christmas.
I hope y'all have more projection in a minute, so we'll see. We are right at the spot where Cindy Lou has come in. And the Grinch has done what with her tree? And he's stuffing it up the
Chimney.
Up the chimney. Y'all are so okay. Here we go. But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought of a lie and he thought of it
Quick.
Woo! Shoot, y'all made it past that one. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it to my home, to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back
Here.
Y'all are so smart. And this fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head. And he got her a drink and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went up with her cup, he went up the chimney and stuffed the tree up. We were close on that one. There was a few that got kind of confused. Woo! Then he did the same thing to the other Who houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's. Oh, you're so smart! I didn't know if you'll get that or not. You want to see what happens next? Sometimes I'll stop it on this page. You want to see what happens next? Who does? Okay. Look at his sleigh! Isn't that unreal? It was dawn, all the Who's still in bed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his
Sleigh.
bed. Sleigh was so close. Here we go. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsels, the trimmings and the trappings. Bum, bum, bum. This is our 7th and 8th grade band. They were marvelous in the Christmas parade. Can you tell everyone Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, incredible people. Look, what are we reading?
Have a Grinch Story.
Y'all are so smart. Thank you so much. Mr. Paul, come join us. We're videoing for our Christmas card. Are you excited?
Yes.
I knew you would be. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Hoo-poo, said the Who's. He was grinishly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is
Coming.
Oh, y'all are so smart. Thank you. They're just waking up. I know just what to do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two, and when the Who's down in Whoville will all cry. I mean, that was like extra smart right there, because like I thought, I don't know. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his
Ear.
and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, and it seemed to
Grow.
But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It the Grinch popped his eyes. The kids would say I do that very well. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Do y'all ever see shocking surprise in your daily work here? Never at CCJHS, right? Tell everyone Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, what are we reading?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I love them so much. Okay, and your shirt says what on it?
Eagle Pride.
Thankfully, y'all had to read it. Thank you for that. Good job. And we're at the point now where the Grinch has stolen absolutely everything. But the Who's and Whoville, instead of responding with a negative attitude or something that was ugly and being mad, respond positively. And to me, this message is what our school is all about. Because through this entire 2020, these people you see in front of you have responded to everything just like these Who's. And they've turned a bad situation into something fantastic for every one of our students. And for that, I am grateful. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming, it came. Somehow or another, it came just the
same.
And they're smart too. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little more. And then, what happened? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch small's heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. And he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. Bum, bum, bum. And he himself, the Grinch, carved
the roast beast.
Tell him Merry Christmas from CCJHS.
Merry Christmas.